Lesson number 6. How many of you have stayed in an Airbnb? So let me ask you a question. What's so special about Airbnb, ma'am? Why did you not stay in a hotel? Why did you choose to stay in an Airbnb? Sorry?
It was quite cheaper actually. I was on the flight. I could have chosen any time out.
Yeah. So good. That's the right. It's one of the right answers.
That is actually correct. I mean, the owner picked me from the airport, and he brought me to the place. Made me familiar with it. I was able to cook whatever I want. I'm a pure vegetarian, so any part of Europe, I could cook what I want instead of.
Brilliant, isn't it? Not only are you able to get an accommodation cheaper than what you would get in hotels, B, the person comes and picks them up from the airport, right? And he gets the freedom to cook the food that he wants, and he cooks vegetarian food that he really likes. What are the chances you would be able to do this in a hotel? You know what? In the last 13 years, I have never paid for a hotel that I had to pay for. If my clients who invite me over, if they pay for, I'm fine. But I always prefer to go and stay in other people's homes because there is so much more. You get to know the other person, you get to know the true culture of what's happening. I stayed in an Airbnb in Sapporo, which is a city in Japan. And you won't trust me when I tell you this. The guy gave me his house key, he gave me his bike key, motorbike, and the cycle key, and said that take it, you will come whatever time you want. Who would do that? Their entire house, this is a complete stranger from India. And that is the kind of trust, it's just amazing, it's a brilliant experience. So when Airbnb wanted to expand around, they had two ways of how to spread their message about their brand. They could take the route, which is the traditional route of advertising. Hire an advertising company, create amazing ads, pay insane amounts of monies to TV channels and to media houses and make them play an ad. But instead, you know what they did? They did this. You're going to watch Brian Chesky, the co-founder of Airbnb, tell the idea. Lights off while we watch this.
Everyone, I'm Brian Chesky, co-founder and CEO of Airbnb. You know, when Joe, Nate, and I started Airbnb 6 years ago, it was just a way to book a room around the world. But today, you've told us it's so much more. And our vision is we want to bring the world together. But there's one obstacle in our way, and that is strangers. So this New Year's Eve, we want to do a fun little experiment. We'd love to rid the world of strangers. And the way we're going to do that is we're donating $1 million to our community by giving each of you a small donation. And what we want you to do is use that money to give a random act of hospitality to somebody else. Somebody that's a stranger now that hopefully soon is a friend that you haven't met yet. And so what we want you to do is take a photograph, a video, a tweet, hashtag it one less stranger, and we can show everything we're all doing. If we can rid the world of strangers one person at a time, I think we can make the world a little bit smaller and a whole lot closer. So let's do this. I'd love to just wish you a happy new year, and how far will you go to make one less stranger?
Brilliant. They created this hashtag called One Less Stranger, and they went out to the community and said that, hey, if you're hosting someone or if you're staying as a guest in somebody else's place, can you capture your experience? Just like how the gentleman just said about his experience, there are millions of others who have experienced too. And one of the things that you should realize, most of us keep these experiences to ourselves. Most of us. You go to a shop, you buy something, and you know what? You take it for granted. You go to a restaurant, how many of you went and thanked the chef? What an amazing spread that was out here. Brilliant. The chicken Hyderabadi dum biryani, oh my goodness, that's coma-inducing stuff. Brilliantly outlined. How many of you walked up, shook hands with the chef and said, you are awesome, what brilliant? We don't, because we come to a place like this, we expect it to happen. And so that's the same case. When people go and stay in other people's houses, they take it for granted. I'll tell you what happened. When I was invited here to come and speak at the event, I got booked. I'm a professional speaker. I got booked a month ago. Uma called me up, we had this conversation. But following that, you know what RightFOLIO did? They discussed with me the different topics, which is a topic that I would like to pick. I got another call explaining the profile of the audience. What is it that will benefit you? What is it that will be useful? And then I got, not only did I get information about the video and all that, I also got information about who my fellow speakers are and what are the topics that they are speaking in, so that I don't have to repeat or duplicate stuff. And then yesterday, I get an email, WhatsApp, with my flight ticket. My flight was booked a week ago, but yet, even before they sent the ticket, they sent it again, because I don't have to take the trouble of going through my mail and checking. They made it easy for me. This morning, I get a welcome message. Right? Welcome to Hyderabad. There's a person waiting for me to pick me up from the airport. I said I don't need a hotel because I'm staying with a friend of mine, but they still go ahead and book me a hotel, a room out here, because so that I can freshen myself up. That is hospitality. You know, as a speaker, I felt like really special. Now, I can keep this with myself, but I chose to tell the story out to you, because good things needs to be appreciated. That's exactly what Brian Chesky did. You know, Brian Chesky came and said that there are brilliant people out here doing extraordinary stuff that's unearthed. But if Airbnb goes and tells that, that's selling. Imagine Dr. Prabhakar coming and saying, you know, we arranged all of this, we arranged that, we did this, we did. Then it's like, yeah, you're tooting your own horn. Right? There's a difference between, you know, a person who's benefited coming and saying, that's exactly what Airbnb did as well. They asked people to come and share the stories. And then, let's watch this. Lights off, please. This is an animated video, and let's look at the results. Brilliant. Look at the impact. And this is the power of crowdsourcing. A few years ago, Jimmy Wales, the founder of Wikipedia, we conducted an event called WikiCamp in Chennai, and we invited him to be the keynote speaker. And I sent out on a whim an email saying that, you know, India is known for its hospitality, Aditi Devo Bhava, and we could put you up in 5-star hotels, but why don't you come and stay with one of us? And I invited him to come and stay at my home. And that's how he stayed at my home for 3 days. This is like Amitabh Bachchan coming and staying at my house for 3 days. You know the impact, right? And over the conversation, Jimmy Wales says that Wikipedia should never have existed. He actually started a company called Newpedia, which is an encyclopedia where they pay contributors to come in and contribute. Right? So if there's a PhD owner, or there's this guy who's gotten a trademark or did some big research, they would get about $100 or $200 to come and write an article out there. He raised millions of dollars during the dot-com boom days. And then 2 planes went and hit 2 tall buildings in New York City. Not only did those buildings come crashing down, so did the entire economy. All investors who put money into his business yanked the money away. Tens of thousands of dot-com companies were shutting down. Jimmy Wales could have easily shut down Newpedia, but he did not do that. Instead, you know what he did? He went to the community, he stood in front of them, put his hands inside his pocket, pulled out his pockets and said that I have no money, nothing to pay you. But if you are passionate about your knowledge and you want to share this with the community, please come and share this with a new site called Wikipedia, where he had made changes that anybody now can add, edit, or delete content. It's the 5th biggest website in the world. Google, Yahoo, and Baidu, and all of these guys have 20,000 employees, 30,000 employees. Wikipedia has 53 employees, and not a single one of them actually write a single word on Wikipedia. So who writes on Wikipedia? People like you and me. That is the power of crowdsourcing. When you let the power into the hands of the people and let them talk about it, that forms a much bigger, powerful story than what as a brand you can do. And that's an important lesson for each one of us to learn. And my last lesson. A few months ago, I was here in Manila, Philippines. I went to speak at the Philippines Professional Speakers Summit. And then I finished my talk, spent a few days in Manila, and on my way back to Chennai, I flew AirAsia. And AirAsia, it's a low-cost flight. So low-cost flights have a separate terminal in Kuala Lumpur. It's called KLIA 2, Kuala Lumpur International Airport 2. And that's where all low-cost airlines come. And when you look at the low-cost, this is their entry place. It is just completely bare bones. It is just one hall with a row of seats. Nothing. No shops, no boutiques, no eateries, nothing that you would expect in a world-class airport. It is just one simple, plain, hospital-like hallway. And then, as I was walking by, I saw this one guy sitting alone on his own, fiddling with a smartphone. And I was walking and suddenly I stood, like, I know this guy. I've seen him before. Damn it. So you know what I did? I picked my phone, fired up my camera, stood from far, zoomed in into his face, clicked the photo, uploaded, went to Google search. You can search by photos. I searched, and then Google told me, this guy is Hassan Al-Kontar. Now I know. You know who this guy is? This guy is a Syrian refugee who's been staying marooned at the Malaysian International Airport for over 200 days. Imagine a guy. Airports are the most expensivest places to even pass through, right? Your food and everything is all. This guy is forced to stay for 200 days with no contact with family, not a single opportunity to earn a single dollar. Let's hear his story. So I met up with him. We had this conversation. Watch this video now. Lights off, please.
My name is Hassan Al-Kontar, and I'm stuck at Kuala Lumpur International Airport for more than 108 days so far. This is my story. I spend my day reading and on the net, my only access to the world. Asia Air gives me 3 meals a day, which is what I'm currently surviving on. My problem started back in 2011 when I was working and living in United Arab Emirates. The Syrian war started. I refused to join the fight because I don't believe in war. So I became wanted to the Syrian government. The Emirati authorities wanted to deport me to Syria, but after protesting and insisting to be sent anywhere else, I was sent to Malaysia. After 3 months of staying in Malaysia, which is the maximum amount of time I can stay in the country, I had to find another solution. I tried some countries who's allowing Syrians with no visa, no need to visa, like Cambodia. They sent me back. I get a ticket to Ecuador. They also don't require a visa from us as Syrians, but the Turkey airline in Malaysia airport decided not to board me, so I lost all my money. And as you can see, I'm in an airport, stuck here actually. They are not allowing me to enter. Here's my friend Krishna. Happy birthday to you. Generally, I'm an optimistic person, which has helped me fight depression. At first, I was angry at everyone until I realized those countries are not rejecting me for personal reasons. They are rejecting me because I am a Syrian. I am a part of the Syrian refugee tragedy started in 2011. Dignity, human rights, love, peace, place to work, be legal, is all what I'm asking for.
Sad. He used Twitter brilliantly as a way to talk about a sad story of how he lives on a day-to-day basis. That is the bathroom for passengers to come and go, and his wash basin is his shower room. He takes his own t-shirt, he only has 2 of them, he uses one to wipe and then dry it out at night time. You know, I can go on, it's a terribly horror story. And then, exactly 2 days before his brother was to get married, he hails from a small village in Syria. ISIS came and killed 50 people in his village, many of them their relatives. And he's sitting out here. So he shares all those things, but he also hasn't lost his sense of humor. Watch this.
Kiki, do you love me? Are you riding? Say you never ever leave from beside me. 'Cause I want you, and I need you, and I'm down for you always, Kate.
And because of his ability to continuously keep people updated about his status, these are the television channels and newspapers that covered his story. And you know what? Word started to spread around, more people went and signed up the petition. Like me, like one of them, I went and met him. It was so compelling. I wrote a front page story in the Hindu newspaper about him. And now both of us are co-authoring a book about his life story. And the good news is, he finally got released. He's now in Canada, living happily. So the powerful lesson is, if he hadn't used digital or social media, he would still be behind bars, like tens and lakhs of other Syrians. You know, there are 20 lakh Syrians who are refugees. But yet, Hassan al-Khantar is the most popular, well-known refugee. Why? Because he chose to tell stories. He chose to narrate his experiences. And that's what saved his life. Not only will it save his life, this is a lesson for each one of us as custodians of our own brand. Even if you don't have your own company, you yourself are your own brand. So it's important for us to really leverage the power of digital and social. And finally, this is my last thing, as a way of saying thank you for all of you for coming out here, especially for not sleeping after lunch. This is a book that I'm close to finishing. It's a book that I will publish in a couple of months. And if you're interested, I'm happy to give a copy to each one of you free of cost. All you have to do is just send me an email or connect me on LinkedIn. I'm happy to do that. You've been a brilliant audience, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.